Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, in the right-hand corner of the map, playing as Poseidon. It's everyone's favorite Poseidon player. Well, one of. He is the student of the master, Matrius, but today his name is Mosca, and he is going to be demonstrating us some Nile Shallows Poseidon. His opponent today is no stranger to the spotlight. He's from the Ulu clan, team, concept, way of life. I don't know. His name is Keto, and he is playing as Fuji, the Fujian. Alrighty, we are on the map. Yes, like I said, Nile Shallows. Already dropping down this Peach Blossom Spring, getting that favor going nice and quickly, and he's off to the races scouting. Let's have a little cheeky look-see at the relics. We've got the Svadilfari's Fortress. Going to be making that fortress just that little bit cheaper. Well, making it cost no favor. Over on this side, we've got Canopic Jar of Imseti, making the infantry train time go down. On the bottom side over here, we do have the Thundercloud Shawl, making human soldiers and heroes get a extra pierce vulnerability. And finally, Shenong's Ochre Whip, everyone's favorite farming boosting relic. As a very strange house getting plopped up over here. Has anyone ever just sat down and just appreciated? I don't know why, but look at this house. It looks odd to me. Are all the buildings like that, or is it just because it's placed on the sand? I think it's just because it's placed on the sand, isn't it? It's got that sandy vibes, you know, like beach house. Mosca's got his beach house for the summer all planned out. Gonna go hang by the river, hang by the beach, enjoying life. Nonetheless, over here we've got the temple coming up as well. This one's also looking like it might be on the sand as well. I kind of want Keto to place a house on the sand again. Can you? Okay. Is this gonna be sandy? All right, we'll see. We'll see when the temples finish. This is going to be exciting. This is the most excited I've been about graphics ever in my entire life. Not going to lie, a little bit disappointed with the amount of sandiness here, as Keto does grab his relic picking up upgrade and grabs the Shenong Ochre Whip. And I'm also disappointed over here at the lack of sandiness on this temple as well. Why is this house so special? Why? I don't know. Okay. That's enough of that. Meanwhile, hippos just coming through, as we are going to be seeing the Hermes coming through for Mosca. Mosca looking for just a little bit of early pressure here against Keto. Keto's one of the masters of defending early pressure, early damage, and all the other good stuff. So we'll see if he's going to be able to hold this shenanigans, as Keto's just going to be dropping in that Shenong's Ochre Whip and enjoying the farms and all the other good stuff. And he does decide to go through here, Chi Yo. As Mosca comes in, getting a little bit of scouting information, goes, okay, I can attack here, I can attack here, I can attack over here. All the upgrades are actually coming through as well for Keto, as he's doing this. This is a build that I think Soup has been really enjoying lately with China, which is a 4-minute advance time, but with 3 Qualfu. It's kind of an insane amount of Qualfu. It's very strong. Meanwhile, villagers coming up to the top side to grab the town center. This is, technically speaking, well, it's a way to punish, quote unquote, late advance by anyone. If someone ever goes for a late advance, you can grab a town center, whichever town center you want, and enjoy, right? That's the sort of advantage of that. Mosca also being a little bit too cautious here with the center. He probably could have been harassing just a little bit while this town center is going up, but he says, no, I just want to sit back, enjoy. I'm going to have this town center. It's going to have a gold mine. It's going to have this hunt over here. There is room for a second lure on the town center as well. This is something that I've been playing around with just a little bit. If you can get that one villager on the temple here, you're going to have that 20 favor by about, I don't know, 6 minutes into the game. And you're going to drop that lure down, and then you can eat the chickens, and any hunt that gets dragged in, you're going to be able to grab as well. It's very, very nice. Meanwhile, on the left-hand corner, we've already got the Imperial Academy up. The Najar going to be coming through as well. As the military camp is up, Halberdiers coming through. And the Najar making its way across the map, looking for little bits of pressure here. One Theseus is not going to be enough to beat the Najar. Najar will beat up either one Atalanta or one Theseus. You have to have kind of 1.5 or 2. Thanks so much for the 7-month sun chips too. Appreciate you, my friend. As the villagers will have to pull back ever so slightly. Get a little bit of damage done. Gonna retreat back. He could move over here and grab that canopic jar of Imseti. Not a bad relic there at all. As this jar's like, excuse me, Centaur, what are you doing here? Please leave, good sir. Nonetheless, decent trades here for Moscow thus far, but he will have to pull off of this town center. I think he just drops the lure now. He's about to have 20 favor. Drop the lure on the town center. Enjoy. That's my suggestion here. That would be a good little way to go. Meanwhile, military camp, machine workshop, settlement coming up for Keto. Kind of late, but this is because he advanced so late, and he's also got a whole bunch of pressure going. Meanwhile, archery ranges, stable archery range. Makes a lot of sense here against the classical age army of China. The only problem is when you're playing against Chiyou is if you don't have restoration, you don't have like an answer for that lightning weapons. So you don't really want this army to be taking any serious fights. You're just looking for little defensive advantages as the villager trying to get up the house wall gets taken out. Moscow's still trying to get on top of this gold mine, and Keto's just saying, no, sir, that's not for you. Not today. Not anytime soon. As the villagers popping out, going to pop back over onto the gold mine. Toxotes starting to accumulate on this position as well as a little bit of a help. And the fire archers here for now for Keto aren't going to be any use because there's no infantry units being made. The fire archers here are mostly being used as a threat to maybe push the town center if Moscow is going to try and greed out a heroic age. However, Keto has to know now that he sees Toxotes Hippias that, okay, probably don't need to build any more archers and just go into Halberdier, Javelinier, and enjoy. Meanwhile, a couple more houses up on the front. Could probably put a wall off to the side here as well. Are all the houses just dusty? Hang on, I gotta find it. No, they're not. Look, I'm not hallucinating. See, this one dusty roof. This one not. There's the dusty roofs here as well. All right, I'm not hallucinating. Are these dusty? And is there any? And that's not dusty. Look at the difference. Do you see it? I'm not crazy. Okay, fantastic. You don't see it? You don't see it? You know what? It moves! Right there! You don't see it? Right there! Anyone? Just me? No one knows that reference? No? Don't Bernie me! No? Just me? Okay. That's cool. Yes, I got one person. Incredibles. Yes, let's go. All right, now I've lost it. Keto says, all right, time to go to Goldmang. He doesn't have the resources for it just yet. He can jump onto the Peach Blossom Spring. Just put a whole bunch of villagers over there and sort of brush it out if necessary. Wall's coming up to secure this position. There's all this hunt on the back. There's a nice wood over here as well. Meanwhile, Keto is still just motoring down this fire archer sort of infantry comp, and I'm a little bit confused as to why. Like, obviously the fire archers are basically siege weapons. to some degree. He can take out the houses here if he wants. But he's not really using them as the Hippias now starting to move around. Keto going to be taking it slow, getting his walls up, making sure that there's no entrances into his base. His army is quite immobile versus the speedy Mosca cavalry, Poseidon cavalry. So he's got to be a little bit careful there. As all the units are going to come through. Move on to the same spot. House goes down. Militia gets sniper-roonied. As Nuba going to be on the way right now for Keto. We've been seeing this like more and more recently. I'm not exactly sure if the reason is, well it's just as like a bit of a counter to building spam, or if there's maybe people are starting to work out that Scorching Feathers is actually quite strong. For those who don't know, Scorching Feathers is a tech that applies to your archers, which will make the enemy buildings lose, or buildings units lose, like pierce armor, I believe. Hang on, let me just double check the tech. I can't remember. Hang on. Scorching Feathers. Ranged soldier, enemy pierce and hack armor. I think this is just units. Is it just units? It's not buildings? Okay, it's just units. I thought it might be for buildings as well, because you can just absolutely shred through them, right? That would be broken, right? Surely that would be broken. Couldn't be good. Nonetheless, Keto now almost fully walled. He's got the Great Wall of China started up. Just has to upgrade it a couple of times. It works on all range, so it does work on the White Horse Cavalry. Does work on the... Oh, that's some sick synergy. You use the special on the White Horse Cavalry, get that tech, go White Horse Cavalry, use the special. All the units that get hit by the arrows lose some armor, so you're doing extra damage when you run in. There you go. We're starting to cook something up. It could be good, it could be terrible. Don't judge until you try it. Maybe you don't need to try it, but don't judge. Maybe judge. Dionysus on the way now for Mosca, as he's going to be quickly getting himself that shaft mine, getting himself all set up for the time being. A fortress coming up now for Mosca as well on the front. And he's going to be ready to start sieging this position, which is a little bit dangerous. Meanwhile, onto the top side, a big raid coming through Mosca. Quick retreat here as the army coming over onto this side, ready to start fight. Hello? I think... What? He just dropped drought for, like, why? Oh, it stops buildings from going up? I had no idea. Does it? Enemy buildings in the targeted area immediately lose 10% of their current hit points. For the duration of the... Excuse me, I'm reading that. For the duration of the power, the maximum hit points is lowered by 60%. Friendly buildings in the area are completely unaffected. No, I don't think it says that it does that. It doesn't say that it does that, but apparently it just says, excuse you, no building for you. Bronze gets dropped down. Lightning weapons also comes through as all of the front line does end up melting, but there's still no answer for those archers as the fortress does end up going down. This god power is dodgy. I don't trust this god power. Apparently, well, I know you can't repair, but I didn't think you could. Anyways. The more you know. But this does give Keto all the time in the world now to get himself sorted out with White Horse Cavalry. Now, one composition that I've found that works really, really nicely against Poseidon as China is actually Chi Yao Halberdier and White Horse Cavalry, especially not necessarily this new barb business, but going through Golmang and making those White Horse Cavalry. So that combo is really, really good because it's not really a great unit that your opponent can make. They can't really make archers. It's going to get killed by the White Horse Cav. They can't really make prodromas because that's going to get killed by the halberdiers. And then they go, well, okay, well, maybe I have to build infantry, I guess, and they don't really want to go into infantry because then you have all the fire archers that can then come out and deal with that. So it can be a little bit tricky. I guess that being said, there's also the Hoplite Peltas comp that's going to come at some point that you want to be scared of. Anyways, walls come up. Mosca trying to get through here, but nice little move from Keto. He gets the walls going up here. These White Horse Cavalry are just searching for the time being for anything down the bottom side of the map, but Mosca's got his own walls up himself. He is fully walled in, basically. There's a little bit of a gap here. Don't have to worry too much about that, as the wall on this side going to be getting taken down. As the catapults starting to siege down the Ford Talon Center. Keto going up through Gong Gong here. As the Petropolis does end up falling. And the siege crossbows are now going to start coming out to start pressuring the fortress here. Now, one idea for pretty much everything, everyone who builds siege, one idea is to not build the siege directly straight out. If you got one catapult, your opponent's like, all right, well, I'm going to counter your one catapult with one of my siege crossbows. But what you can do is go, all right, I'm going to hide my siege. I'm going to go 3 catapults into my fortress, and I'm going to pop them out. And now I'm going to siege you down. And then at that stage, your opponent goes, oh, hang on. You have 3. How do I get 3 out quickly? I don't, because I can't. So then I'm in trouble, right? Nonetheless, Mosca now has his 3 out, so we'll see if he's going to be able to hold the line here as the units pushing forward a whole bunch of Peltas to take down that back line. A little bit of miss micro from Keto as Mosca controlling his archer group very nicely. Meanwhile, the Terracotta Riders coming in here as well, pulling back onto this fortress for the time being. Mosca's going to have to be very, very careful here. A big, great flood is going to be hitting this location, but he is on the right side of the fortress at the very least. As he charges forward, going to be hitting that great flood. Does he hit the villages? He hits the villages as well. Not all of them getting pulled off, though. As the Toxotes, they just kind of get pushed into the fortress. Looks like not many of them actually falling. In fact, great garrison there from Mosca as well. As Keto does get played a little bit. Meanwhile, immediately getting out himself that Yang Jian, as well as the Nija. So he's got both of those powerful heroes out. And it's mostly just an archer comp for Mosca at the moment. He's like, okay, well, we just go full archer, we go fortress, we're going to build some more stables. We'll get Hippias out. Those are dying quickly. But majority archers. He's going up through Hephaestus now. It is still just 2 town centers apiece here for these players. So Kita's economy is going to be hurting just a little bit. Does he have a market up? Not just yet. I would love to see that market going up. Town center and starting that trade route as these Qinglong are going to start piling in here as well. And slowly but surely the fortress looks like it's going to be going down as another siege crossbow coming in. I want to see some axe carts here. When your opponent's gone full archers like this, axe carts make so much sense. Get in here. Those don't do anything to stop the axe carts. Villagers don't do that much damage. You've got the range to kill them off as well. Nonetheless, a couple of Qinglongs are going to be very, very scary for this this heavy Toxote army. If you get a couple of those special abilities down, I think it only takes like 4, and you're going to be able to erase everything. You can control it nicely. As they're running forward, does get 1 spec. Look at the damage to come through. Another lightning weapons as ceasefire comes in. That's actually advantage Mosca to some degree. Because 60 favor down the drain when you're in the Mythic Age means all of a sudden that's 2 more dragons that you don't have to deal with. Or 2.5 more dragons you don't have to deal with. Whereas Mosca is going to be able to quickly get that favor back in. Actually, no. This hurts Mosca because he doesn't have that. No, never mind. He has it. Okay, he has it. It's all fine. I thought he didn't have it. He's got the Forge of Olympus. He's going to be able to get those upgrades in. He's got his talent center on the bottom. And Keto is in a good spot. Keto is in a good spot now, but he has to convert this position, which means he's got to secure gold mines over here, secure gold mine over here, and potentially also get in and secure this corner if he can with this advantage that he's now got. In terms of upgrades, Keto's at full bronze. Full bronze is just about to hit for Mosky. He's going to be able to immediately go for his own full iron, which will make life very, very tricky. As Keto has to retreat all the way back. Najjar comes in, and look at how fast Najjar goes down. And I just want to make that painfully obvious for everyone. There's a certain unit that a certain someone has in the Chinese pantheon. It feels like it never dies. Don't want to point names at anyone. That hero died quite quickly. Made me very happy. Meanwhile, the Dragon's coming back up onto this spot. Looking for a little something, something. Meanwhile, champion archers, all the upgrades coming through for Moscow as well. Najjar coming back in to help out. Still no champion upgrades for Keto. He's falling a little bit behind on the economy. I wonder how many Quailfu he's got. He's got 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 7. 7 Quailfu. Those economies should be pretty good with 7 Quailfu here. Meanwhile, walls up. Stone gates up as well. Nice wall coming up here for Moscow. He's got his markets started, so trade routes going to be coming in. And at this point, I think Moscow's game plan is just to sit here and just hold. Because if he does get into this, like, quote-unquote hyper late game, which is effectively where he gets to start spamming out fortresses, then all of a sudden... All of a sudden, I don't know if the... Well, maybe it does... I don't know if China is going to be able to win in that situation, or the Fuxi with this God Pass is going to be able to win in that situation. Maybe it does. You do have access to the Tiger Cav, you do have access to these Qinglong, and you do have access to Axe Carts, which might not seem like very good, but if your opponent's going for majority archers, it's very, 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 very good. Nonetheless, the Dragons searching around. One very, very powerful usage of these units is to raid. If you can sneak in, if your opponent doesn't see this, well, then all of a sudden, the villagers will die very, very quickly. The walls get up. And all the good stuff. Because I didn't know that. Stone walls gives line of sight. There you go. The more you know, the stronger you become. Be careful of stone walls. You can't run over them. I didn't know that. Why didn't I know that? Don't ask me. I just didn't. Still no real pressure onto this town center. Keto's sort of waiting it out for the moment. It's full upgrades versus full upgrades. We're basically hit this late game situation. Only thing missing here is a trade route. It's something that you really do need to start quite early on. I mean, you can go for the super army that Keto is going for and then just basically never lose it. And even if your opponent's got a crazy big trade route, they're just never going to be able to kill your army. And that is an angle through. Now, the best reason to get up your stone walls, or you get the stone wall upgrade, is for the HP that it gives the walls. Because these walls take a long time to go down. I don't know if you're seeing, there's a lot of units actually attacking that. It takes a long time to get through those walls, in my opinion. He does break them. Meanwhile, Moscow's got himself out these champion Atarois, so it's Mythic Age on Mythic Age in terms of these cavalry units. We'll see who's going to be able to have that advantage as Yang Xian comes through, gets a couple of smacks off, ends up falling. Now the axe carts are coming in. Axe cart takes down walls very, very... I was about to say very quickly, but that is incredibly underwhelming. Unless Keto happily taking these trades for the time being. Still hasn't started his trade route, which is worrying me. How many gold mines has he got? 1. 1.5. 2. So he's got two big ones over here, so he says no worries, don't need it. Meanwhile, Moscow is incredibly strong. Holy damage onto that. They were all very low HP and got erased. Well, maybe they weren't. Qinglongs, so much damage onto those archers. Incredibly tough to actually play against them here. It's fortified walls pre-queued. Moscow wants everything he possibly can to just drag this game out. If you can get up to 2 plenty vaults, for example, a trade route, you can basically live forever, even maybe on 2 town centers versus 3, as long as he doesn't give the 4th town center over to the Fuxi. Meanwhile, running up onto this position, I'm a little confused as to why Moscow is so hell-bent on attacking this position when this town center is out in the open, and there's a gold mine he can secure. He knows he can grab that one. But nonetheless, Axe Cart charges in. That's countered by the villagers nicely there. And there is a Secrets of the Titans pre-queued, getting researched. This takes 15 seconds to research? Since when? Is this like Fuxi specific? I feel like I'm learning a lot today. I don't know why. I feel like I've got wall line of sight. I've got new bar stops buildings getting produced. I gotta see this. On favored land, buildings research 300% faster, except age advancements. Something tells me it makes no sense for this one to be getting hit with the bonus, but hey, Keto in full abuse mode. He's got himself out 6 dragons. Magic would be very displeased with this. And the Titan Gate is now coming down. The Titan is no longer a Titan. No longer a Titan. I guess not. He's technically still in the 4th age, not in a Titan age. It didn't turn to a big T. It should turn to a big T. That would be much cooler. Anyways, Silk Road coming in. Actually, let's see how good the Silk Road is. Oh, it needs to connect this thing. They're getting slow, and then bang, back to fast. Yes, yes. So important as the dragons coming in, dropping. Yep, good. All right, still charging in underneath all these towers here. Moscow's going to start getting a whole bunch of stuff up to protect himself. Halberdier, Champion, Tiger Cab. Couple of fire archers just in case, but the fire archers aren't really that important, are they? All right. Here's my argument. Now, I could be wrong. Maybe this is already affected, but ISIS is all technologies are cheaper except age ups, right? See, is the Secrets of the Titans cheaper for ISIS as well? Are we consistent? All I ask for is consistent refereeing. Consistent umpiring is all I need. Tell me what the rules are, and then I'll play by them. That's all. Fire archers reduce armor. Oh, true. Look at him go. Freres is consistent. That's true. That's true. All right, buff ISIS. I actually need to check that now. I need to know. Anyways, ballet coming up for Keto. But that's because Frere and Fuxi are DLCs. It's because of the DLCs. Look at this control on these dragons, absolutely insane. As Keto slowly but surely pushing Mosca back into the doom of his base, but he's still getting close. He's getting close to this plenty vault. He's got a huge caravan. The Titan coming through now. Can he defend against a Titan? I mean, technically, of all of the gods, of all of the pantheons, Greek, maybe Greek isn't actually any more the best. Maybe China's the best, but Greek is also pretty good at killing off Titan. As the axe cart army is coming in, he says, I see all of your archers. Let me just make 10 axe carts. These are expensive. Look at this. They have 400 resources. He's got 10 of them. 4,000 resources. Just in siege. Look at him go. There's the Titan. Where is my big boy? Where'd he go? Why can't I find him? There he is. Big Titan guy. That's right. You tell him. Hoplites coming out now as well for Mosca as an attempt to hold the heavy axe carts. Maybe, just maybe, this would have been better with, not axe carts, but pew-pews instead. You know, the other guys. As the Titan coming through, Mosca has managed to find himself, like, back in this game from a score perspective. He gets himself up a plenty vault. Another drought gets dropped in, which will allow this Titan to absolutely erase these buildings. You do have to actually attack them, though. Getting himself some wood as well from every kill, as he does have that upgrade. What's it called? Holy, giving himself all of that. What's the upgrade called? Can't remember. Someone tell me what that one's called. He's about to get himself half of a fortress back as well on this. Look at this. Give me them resources, he says. Boom, boom. More. Yummy, yummy. And then the militia spawn, but the Titan kills them off so quickly. Does rock solid work on a Titan? Should do. It's a myth unit. Maybe it doesn't, actually. Seems like most of the time... Oh, I think it probably does. There's a whole bunch of units getting pushed back. Tyroi going down. The dragon mass seems to have dissipated for the time being. But it's too little too late. Mosca can't hold on and make use of that second plenty vault. And he does decide to tap out here. A well-played game by Keto. Well played by Mosca as well. Almost managed to sort of bring this one to that point where Poseidon probably does actually find a way to push back here. Effectively getting that second plenty vault up, just getting everything organized, getting your own Titan out, and it's like slowly pushing back. It makes some sense the way that Mosca was going for it, but just a little bit too much time. That second ceasefire, I think, was the one that kind of bit Mosca in the bum a little bit. So when I was saying 2 more dragons or a ceasefire or lightning weapons, maybe he should have just retreated away from the lightning weapons, not click ceasefire, and then been able to rush for that second plenty vault much quicker. And that might have been another route for Mosca to take, successful route for Mosca to take here in this game. But nonetheless, well played by Keto. If you guys enjoyed this one, please consider the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTubes, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.